I just need to remind y'all again, everyone who is ginger, who has red hair, those are black people. All gingers are black people.
Hey beautiful people, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So there's this viral video that is going on social media talking about how redheads are black people. Like everybody that has red head, they're black people. So this video was posted by a black woman who does, I think she does like spiritual content, I'm not too sure, but she came online to talk about how redhead, the many whites people that are redhead are black people. So she wanted to talk about it and mention it and also give her reasons why she felt this way. Even though there was some type of pushback to it, so a lot of redhead people were excited about it, which just became a trend where redhead, they just went on talking about how they are black. But also, this also shared a lot of light of how in their community, which is the white community, how the white community perceived the red hair community. And redhead used this trend or this viral moment to explain some of the struggles they go through as redhead in their community and generally in the world. Anyway, guys, let's go check out this video. The sister saying redheads are black, why she said so, red hair response, and then we'll come back and to talk more. There's going to be a part 2, which is black people's response to this gingers are black. Well, there's going to be part 2, so you want to stay tuned. That will be coming up next. So let's go check it out and then we'll come back and talk more.
I just need to remind y'all again, everyone who is ginger, who has red hair, those are black people.
Okay.
All gingers are black people. If they have red hair, they are black. You see a white man with red hair, that's a black man. You see a white woman with red hair, that's a black woman.
Really?
Gingers are black. All gingers. My ginger babies, nobody can ruin it for y'all, okay? Like y'all are currently discussing. Y'all are a part of the black population, and just like when we find within our population a Stacey Dash, we kick them out. We simply kick them out. Okay. We found a Stacey Dash, so he's no longer included. That's it. All right? But nobody can ruin it for all of y'all because y'all are black people. Another reason why all redheads are black, they're not on here begging to say the word. They've never been on here performatively trying to say it. They've always been respectful. Okay. A lot of y'all don't recognize me without the scarf on, but that's me in the Gingers Are Black video. And I'm not joking. Now, here's the thing. A lot of y'all be asking me, oh, what's the research behind this? And this is not a condemnation if you took the jab. But a lot of y'all didn't have no scientific backing to what the jab could do to your body, positive or negative. But you want to sit in my face and ask a black woman about scientific research. Y'all weren't rolling up on Fauci about all the different Delta variants, different like scientific research, and you just put something in your body that you didn't really want. And then y'all always want to ask for scientific research this, scientific research that. And a lot of y'all can't even read. Like, can y'all not? I'm not the one to try. Gingers are black. Okay. Scientific evidence. Go pull up all the scientific research on jab.
All right, listen up, white folk. Now that gingers have finally been claimed and are able to take their rightful place with our black brothers and sisters, we gotta set some ground rules for the rest of you male-looking ass people. First up, you cannot use the G word anymore, okay? That term is reserved for us, and also all black people now have the G word pass. We are part of the BIPOC community, okay? We are POHC, people of hair color. Number 2, if you use SPF 50 or higher, that is cultural appropriation. And no, we are not all Irish, okay? That is a stereotype. And to tack on to that, leprechaun is also a slur too. Number 3, no, you cannot ask us if the curtain matches the drapes, okay? We are not here to be fetishized. We are not here for your amusement. We will also no longer be standing for the media portrayals of gingers, particularly ginger women, as being hypersexual vixen temptresses. Dolly Parton, you get a pass for Jolene. Everyone else, no. Now, Redhead Appreciation Day is on September 23rd annually. And we extend this to also be celebrating our black brothers and sisters as well. And Kiss a Ginger Day on January 12th is out. And all of these regulations and protections extend to the rest of the black community as well, not just the ginger port. And to respect the invitation into the community, we also have no requests with regards to partaking in Juneteenth with you. That is all for you guys. As for Black History Month, we only request that now we be allowed to claim 50% share of Malcolm X. BLM.
Really?
Yes, of course, I've seen the dialogue about redheads being black people on my FYP. I've seen it everywhere. I'm a redhead. My entire FYP is covered in other redheads and black people being excited about this realization. However, I do have a story very quickly about when I first realized that there is an intersectionality between redheads and black people. And this stems all the way back in high school, right after the South Park episode came out, where they actually started coining ginger. And like, I've been called a ginger from that moment on. They thought it was hilarious, right? The interesting thing to me, I don't like being called a ginger. A lot of redheads I know don't like being called a ginger. It just, it doesn't stick with me. But I had somebody come up to me in high school directly after that episode came out and look me square in the face and said, have you ever realized that if you rearrange the letters of ginger, you get, you know, the word that is used to describe black people in the era of slavery, an extremely derogatory term.
That's true.
And from that moment, I have not been able to shake that realization that to some people, an other, whether it be a white person with red hair or a black person, will always be an other. And it's funny to them. It's comical to them. Or to the rest of us, I grew up like this. This isn't, you know, a choice that I made. I didn't choose to dye my hair, and now it's very fashionable, right? A lot of black people grew up feeling othered, being one or two of the only black people in their community, you know, and now it's very fashionable to appropriate hairstyles and AAVE and whatever it might be. It's a little exhausting, and it's really weird to see people kind of like fetishize both communities in the same way. But it's undeniable that there are actual overlaps in the redhead community, you know, historically as well, and the black community. And I think that's why we're so excited today to kind of realize that, like, there are populations that have and will understand very similar life trajectories and experiences, even if it is directly outside of your own community, right? So I'm sorry to bring down the vibe. I just thought I hadn't heard anybody else have that experience, so I figured I would share it. I don't know.
So I woke up this morning wondering why most of my ginger posts on my page were going viral. It was just like, why am I waking up to over 100 and something comments? Like, I didn't post nothing that was relevant or very new yesterday to have all of that. Then come to find out, y'all all on my ginger posts. Everything I'm talking about being a black ginger. And then I go see that, I think her name is Diaria, something like that. Sorry if I butchered your name. The root worker girl has said that all gingers are black, and she was even talking about the white people. And I'm like, oh, her post is actually like viral as hell right now. So I'm like, no wonder my posts about being a black ginger are going viral, because I'm like, what's going on? I mean, thank you guys. I appreciate all the compliments too, for everybody saying that I'm pretty and all of that other stuff. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But I definitely was wondering where all of this traffic was coming from. Like, it had my mind boggled for like a good little minute. But yes, I'm a natural ginger and I'm black. And don't come in my comments with that whole European shit, because ain't no European, okay? Okay? I'm black as fuck.
She said redheads, gingers are black, okay? And it did not matter to us that she was not talking about culture. It did not really matter that she was talking about having a common ancestor. That is an added layer of beauty for sure. But for us, we've been ready to leave, okay? You said that, and no sooner were the words out of your mouth than we had, you know, divorce papers were served and we were halfway down the block. I cannot stress enough how stupid life is for no reason, sometimes for redheads. Like, most of the time, people just, you're just another person, right? You're just another white guy. But then there's handfuls of people that you run into, like landmines, and they have a very strong opinion about your existence, okay? Half of them will fetishize you, which I don't know, I don't get a lot of that personally, but it has happened, right? I've had people saying, oh, they love my hair, and then they touch me. They touch my hair. That happens even to me. I have the sexual appeal of a big toe with a yeast infection. Okay? So if that's happening to me, I know that redheaded women are dealing with just dog-ass men so much all the time. And on the other side of that, you've got people who just can't not bring up that you're a redhead. It's like the scene from Austin Powers when he's like, moly, 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 moly. It's like that. It feels like that. And that's before we even get into South Park. Like, the same jokes for 20 years, never once realizing that the episode was making fun of people like that. People who would do what you've done for 2 decades. And just for me, I don't like the term ginger. Okay? Now, that's because the term didn't exist in my world until after that episode. And so everybody who used it was using it as like a pejorative. Now, for younger people, that may not be so true. It's been so widespread in the, the common lexicon that it's just interchangeable with redhead. And that's fine, I guess. But I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people, pushing 30 or in their 30s who are redheaded don't like that term either. And you should know, too, about redheads is that, like, in general, we are just fiery people. Like, don't ever give a redhead an ultimatum because they're never going to pick the smart decision, okay? When we come up against injustice, we don't call the manager, all right? We're going to burn the store down, right? Like, we're down. We're so down for whatever the cause is. And redheads, if you're watching this, please remember, I know this is fun right now. I know you guys are trying to run with this, and some of you are being just so great with it. Please be respectful. Please be mindful that you are white. Your skin is white. You carry that privilege, no matter what TikTok says, okay? Be mindful, be respectful, because at some point, this fun is going to be over. This discourse is going to end, and it would be great if people, non-white people, could be like, white people. Not redheads, though. Like, I think that's a good target to be trying to hit right now. So, let's aim for it.
Why gingers are black. A lot of y'all Irish people.
I need all my friends that told me growing up that I was not white, that I was black, to come to this post, because you all have apparently been validated. Now, I want to preface this by saying I do not appropriate, I appreciate. And with that being said, I am not trying to woe Vicky this situation. I just want to point out a few things that validate what this woman is talking about.
Okay.
Now, my granny, which is my father's mother, they did her DNA before she passed away. Now, she has some Scottish, well, a lot of Scottish, Irish, a little bit of European, and Western Bantus people in her. Now, mind you, it was not much, but it was there. Now, my granny helped my daddy raise me, and there were so many things that she used to do that my daddy used to do that I used to just think was old wives' tales. Just superstitions and whatnot, like throwing the salt behind your left shoulder, or spitting on a broom because somebody swept over your feet because now you wasn't going to get married, or sweeping behind your feet. Now you're going to jail. You didn't want those things to happen, so you spit on the broom. And it was other things, like my daddy would not let me split a pole when we were walking because that was bad luck. And it was all types of things. You step on the back of his foot, he had to tap you on your back. It was just all kinds of things like that. And then I come on this here app and I find out that's hoodoo practices. I thought it was superstition. And mind you, Exhibit A, my hair. Now, if I try to use some hair care products targeted at white people, my shit is going to be dry, frizzy, and just broke off looking. But tonight, I did a co-wash with Shea Moisture and let it air dry. I ain't scrunch it and I ain't put shit on it. This is just how it came out. Now, I know they say the curl pattern is supposed to start at the root, but do y'all see how it flips at the root? It is not a deep curl, but it is a very deep wave. Also, I would like to point out the fact that I am almost 43 years old. I am not wearing a filter. I'm still breaking out like a teenager. And y'all see all those wrinkles? Yeah, that's right, you don't. Now go look at another white person that's 43. Case closed.
Okay.
Are redheads black people? Let's talk about it. Okay, so I'm actually super excited that video actually got super viral because this is something I've talked about with me and all of my black friends for like years now. And I have a lot of thoughts about this, so this is gonna be a longer video, just bear with me, but I think you'll enjoy it. Now, just as a disclaimer, I don't think redheads are black people. I don't think any redhead can speak to what it's like being a black person in America. But anyway, that being said, let's get into it. So first off, let's talk about the history of things. So redheads have not been treated the best throughout history by white people. During the Salem witch trials, a lot of us were at the stake. Hitler apparently briefly banned marriage to redheads. We were thought to be vampires in actually several different cultures, and a lot of redheads are Irish, and the Irish were kind of like enslaved. I think technically it was indentured servants to the British for hundreds of years, and ultimately were treated horribly by the British for hundreds of years. Now again, none of this is nowhere near the discrimination that black people faced. So the whole point of telling you guys that is like to say redheads have been like othered by white people forever, and that still goes on today, to the point where a lot of redhead experiences actually can sort of be related to black people's experience. So let me just like give you some examples. So for example, redheads get asked, can I touch your hair? Redheads get asked, is your hair real? It's hard to find makeup and like stuff that works for you because our skin tone and features are not the norm, which is something I think a lot of POC women can relate to. Another thing redhead women struggle with is like being fetishized and sexualized but not respected. I think when you are uniquely beautiful as a woman, it can take a minute for like men to appreciate that beauty, and as a kid it can feel like you're bullied and then you're fetishized, but no one actually like sees you as a potential girlfriend or like respects you. And that's something that I think me and my POC girlfriends can relate to, because it's like you always lose to like a generic looking blonde girl or brunette girl. No offense to y'all, love y'all, but that's just kind of how it goes. Another thing I feel like redheads can relate to is like being told a certain celebrity looks like you even though you don't look anything like them, you just both have red hair. Or like even just like being known as the redhead. Again, not nearly as bad as facing overt racism, but I feel like redheads get a tiny taste of what that's like. Therefore, we're able to relate to it or like have empathy for it, etc. I also think other white people don't appreciate the kind of beauty redheads have as much as other minorities. Like the best compliments I've ever gotten and the most compliments I've ever gotten is from black women. I will never forget the first person to compliment my skin tone when I stopped self-tanning was a black woman who was like, your skin is so, beautiful. It's like porcelain. It's so pale. And like, I feel like another white woman would never say that because white women hate their pale skin, like they constantly want to make it tanner or darker or whatever. Like I go to school at the University of Alabama, right, where the beauty standard for white women is to have tan skin and blonde hair. So it felt like when that was the beauty standard, other white women weren't like going up and complimenting me because I didn't fit that beauty standard. But the black women who like couldn't adhere to that beauty standard or like didn't have that set out for them could appreciate redhead beauty, if that makes sense. Another thing redheads can kind of relate to, and this one is a little bit of a stretch, but just bear with me, is like cultural appropriation of features that we used to be bullied for. So I was always kind of bullied for having red hair and freckles and stuff. And then I think in like 2020, Cowboy Copper became a thing, and it was like, oh, okay, so you called me Carrot Top and bullied me throughout my whole childhood, and now it's like rebranded as Cowboy Copper, and it's trendy now. Same thing with freckles. I was bullied for having freckles, and then all of a sudden people are like putting on faux freckles over their face. Not the same thing as like white women suddenly making silk bonnets a thing, but again, it's one of those examples where it's like redheads get a tiny taste of what that's like. I want to be crystal clear, I do not think it's fair to compare the minor discrimination redheads face to the racism and discrimination that other minorities face, but I do think that redheads are kind of like the light skins or the black people of white people, and because of that we will always have like a certain bond, I think, with other minorities that most white people won't experience. Love you guys so much. Bye.
Now let's talk about it. Sorry guys, I can't help it but to eat because the girl is hungry. Been busy all day. Sorry guys, I couldn't help it but to eat because the girl has been hungry. Okay, so I got to just eat something while we do this. Okay, let me know if you watch my video while you snack or eat something, because I feel more glued to it when I do that anyway. Anyway guys, go down in the comment section and share what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. Okay, But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we'll do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. For me personally, like outrightly, I just feel like this is like a funny hoo hoo ha ha joke, personally, because I don't think the redhead should be struggle should be equivalent to a black person struggle, but I do understand their own struggle. And this is why, like, when it comes to putting people in a box or putting people in categories and in all, I don't like the fact that they just throw it out there, redheads are black because they go through their own struggle. Why not it be redheads go through their own struggle? This is the part where I know it's just one woman that said it and it went viral, but a lot of time, yeah, everybody's kiki kakaing about it, but there are still some people that will still like strongly believe. But I'm so happy that a lot of the redhead, they do realize that even though this is a hee hee ha ha moment, they do realize their privilege that they have as a white person and understand that because they're saying that redhead are black, that doesn't make them black. I understand that they can call them the black people of the white community, which is fine. Which is fine. The same way we might call the biracial people in the black community as the white people of the black community. You get what I'm saying? So we can say that, but not just calling them black. For me, this is not this is a hee hee ha moment that should calm down. And a lot of the redheads should get too excited about it. We understand that you go through struggle, but that's your struggle. Black struggle is different from your struggle. It is well. Because the way somebody's going to come to you and want to touch your hair or your skin is different from the way they will do that to a black person. The way they will stare at you when you walk into a room will be different the way they will stare at a black person, especially a black woman. We know I've always said this thing on this channel, talking about the hierarchy that goes on in society. There's white men, yeah, white women, and maybe redhead people and then redhead women. But the people at the bottom is black women. And we're not going to just mix it out and say, oh yeah, we understand the struggle with that the redhead go. No, there's an hierarchy to this thing. And it is what it is, that's the reality. But happy to the Kihiha moment, fun. I understand most of it is all lightheaded, but sometimes we just need to set the record straight and get it. There's going to be a part 2 of this video seeing how black people responded to this trend and this viral video that said redheads are black people. Black people's response to it is coming up soon, so you want to stay tuned and subscribe so you and hit the notification so you notify. Okay, so share your thoughts, share the video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.